And I walked up to him and I was like, "Hey, man, so I'm starting this company. This is the vision of what we're going to do. And this is the model." And he goes, "Yeah, it's never going to work." And I was like, "Okay, fair enough."
Hey, full disclosure, I actually coached with John for about a year and a half or so. And I was
Yeah.
actually one of his masterminds in I think it was Anthem Country Club or one of those country clubs in Vegas. I
Yeah.
don't remember if it was 2017 or 2018, one of those years.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember seeing you there.
And I tried to hire him as a coach, but he was in an exclusive with someone else in the market. And but yeah, he was like, "It's never gonna work." And so I was like, "All right, well, I mean, I guess we'll see." Like, I'm going for it. And so, from the moment I started it, I had one model, and then I realized I needed to modify the model a little bit, make an adjustment here and an adjustment there, and make these little tweaks and pivots. But the vision has remained the same the whole time. And the ultimate idea for us is to have retail stores that have immersive home buying theaters where the agent can take the client into that home buying theater. The theater transforms into the houses that they want to go see, so that they, instead of driving all over the place and sitting in traffic, they can go to one place, immersively walk through them, and then go look at the one house. Have our own mortgage company fund the loans outside of Fannie, Freddie, Jenny, so that we're able to control what the closing experience is like, and then have our title company handle the closings on a retina scan instead of doing wet signatures and all that stuff. So we can really streamline this whole process, because right now, again, I think it sucks. So, but it's taken a lot of trial and error, like a lot of trial and error. And so 2018, we didn't really grow at all. We just kind of stayed stagnant. And I was like trying to fix the things that I thought I had already worked out, but I hadn't. And then 2019, we kind of trickled growth slightly. We got to like a whole 10 agents. And then in 2020, when COVID started, everyone started to freak out, and I realized that this would be our greatest opportunity for growth. So around April or May of 2020, we had like 30 agents in the company. And of course, we've grown from 30 to six. I think we're at 630 right now. We had like 22 on board yesterday. So just
Okay.
plug them.
Wow, that's amazing, dude. So the first year you said four agents. How were you able to like pay the bills during that period of time?
So I was still selling.
Okay, so you're still selling.
So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
we didn't have an office space, so our overhead was negligible, if anything. 2019, I brought in an investor in May of 2019 that committed $350,000. And so we got our first office location, and we started to form a little bit of growth. And then in 2020 is when we really started to hit the gas pedal on growth. And it took, we had to get some key influencer people first. Like one of the first teams we recruited over was a 33-year veteran team from Coldwell Banker. They had never left Coldwell. They were about to leave and go open up their own shop. And I sat down with them for a week straight and convinced them that this was the best way. And they joined us, and they've been with us ever since. And that gave us validity in the marketplace that we could then leverage that and say, "Oh, so-and-so who's been with Coldwell for 33 years left and joined us, this brand new company you've never heard of," and legitimized us out there. And then we started recruiting people who were just really experienced. Like I thought for sure we'd end up with a bunch of rookies, and we ended up, our average agent was like 8+ years in the industry that sold $5+ million. And I was like, great. But then I gave myself a new blind spot, because I was like, they don't need training. So then we never provided any training. And then we started recruiting new people, and we were the worst place for new people because we had no training. So we had to like fill that gap in 2021. And you just go create your problems. And
So what compensation model were you running at that time? 2020?
my God. So I think I did an 89-11.
80 what? 89-11?
89-11. I just wanted something different. Everybody else was 90-10, 85-15, whatever. So we did an 89-11, $11,000 cap, $89 a month, and an 89-11 split. So it was just
89, 89, 89.
11, 11. Yeah. And then we did a 70-30
For
for
the
new
newbies.
agents.
For the newbies?
Yeah. Yeah.
Got you. So wow, okay. So with that team, were there like on that split and that 89-11 split when you got him, or you kind of give him like a
Oh,
sweetheart
no,
deal?
no. Yeah,
No?
I had to give him a little bit of a sweetheart deal. Because I was a nobody. Like
Yeah, yeah,
they
yeah.
knew me, but I was just some 30-year-old guy talking a big game at the time. So um it took a little bit of extra work on that front, but now we've kind of modified our plans now where actually they kind of fit right in with the plan as it is. So
Got you. So, I mean, you said you met with them for about a week of convincing, right? I mean, like, what do you guys talk about for a week? I mean, dude, like,
bro,
I mean,
it's
I mean, I can probably do it for a day, maybe two, but like a week of conversations. Like,
well,
what
I'll
were you
hold
doing for them? What were you doing for them? Let me put.
kidding. No, so they brought in different groups, right? So at first it was like this person that was like a team lead and this person that was an assistant broker. And once I passed that test, they brought in like this person and their transaction coordinator. And I passed that test. And then they brought in like four of them at the same time. Passed that test. Then I had to interview all of their agents, pass that test, and then they came on.
And how
So
many agents altogether? How many
it
agents?
wasn't even that many. It was like nine or 10.
And how many transactions a year?
So they're a builder. So they do about 200 a year
Uh-huh.
of their own. Well, about 100 a year of their own inventory, and then 100 as agents. So,
Gotcha.
but for us at the time, man, we had like, I mean, I remember. I remember back in the like one of our things that we provide full contract to close services for free on every single deal to all of our agents. And so when we hired the TC, I distinctly remember conversations being like, oh my God, we have 18 deals under contract at the same time. Like, this is crazy because we'd never seen that,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
we'd
yeah,
never
yeah.
seen that.
Yeah.
So, having somebody come on that could sell, 10, 15 houses a month, that was huge.
That was huge. Um, so when you started then recruiting some experienced agents, right? And how were you recruiting there? What was your like recruiting method at that time? Were you like cold calling these agents, or you're like emailing them? Was it more of a referral type of a method? I mean, how were you getting in front of these agents?
Yeah, it was all referral because I had been selling houses already. I had been a top agent in the marketplace. So I used the relationships that I had built as an agent to go out and get those agents to come have a conversation with me. And I realized I had to tweak the model, my beautiful 8911 model, when I went 0 for 15 on my first recruiting meetings. And I was like, all right, something's
So
off.
hold on a second. You met with 15 agents, and all of those 15 agents.
Bro,
Wow.
And I
And
was like,
what
hey,
is it? Just because it was just too high for them? Like they didn't want to pay 11%?
no, I was losing people to more expensive companies. That was the crazy thing to me. And it took that learning experience for me to realize that now we've got it down to a science where there's like 6 key reasons why someone would leave a company and go to another company. And it's rarely money. Like money is not the driving factor in the majority of cases. In fact, we did a word cloud on this about a year ago, and money was like the 5th of the 6th words, and number 1 was support.
So hold on. So
And
number one is support. What's number two?
I, man, I knew you'd put me on the spot for this. Hang on.
Oh, sorry, dude.
I can tell you. So the 6 reasons it's support, support, tech, money, time, training, and leads.
So leads are like number 6.
I don't think I did that in the right order, but those are the 6 in general. But I was shocked because I thought, well, heck, if I go out here and sell the cheapest thing, everyone comes to me.
Yeah.
But if that's the case, then why isn't the cheapest thing in every market winning? They're not, right? So, you've got people out there. There's still 115,000 people at Remax. They're not the cheapest. There's still 30,000 people at Compass. They charge $35,000 a year, right? So like people go to whatever's important to them. I just didn't understand that yet. I just thought, oh, well, I'm just going to give you this shiny object and you're going to get on board with it. The reality is now we understand, well, when I'm having a recruiting conversation with someone, I don't need to feature dump on them if all they care about is support. I just need to show them how we can best support them and what the layers of support look like. Or if somebody needs tech, then I can show you all the tech and the tools that we have or whatever. But I went over 15. I had to revise the whole offer. And so that was the first revision of the offer where I took us to a flat fee model. But I took us to a flat fee and I got rid of the cap. And so then we were growing. We did fine. I mean, we grew from.
So Sean, sorry to interrupt it, but like, hold on a second. So 8911 was not really moving the needle.
Yep.
But then you decided to actually double down on it and offer them a flat fee opportunity, which is probably even less than 8911, right? That they're going to be paying to the brokerage.
Yeah, I mean, it was
close. Kind of close,
yeah,
right?
It was a sliding scale.
But what made you to go from a split model to like a flat fee model? Because there are a lot of brokerages out there, broker owners out there that kind of like frown upon the whole flat fee 100%. Like, I don't want to be on a 100% shop. There's little or no value, average support at best. Like, how were you able to kind of like overcome all of those misconceptions?
Yeah, so I realized that. And so we created this kind of a hybrid where we had the two options. And we still had the traditional split option for the new agents, but then we went to this flat fee concept. And so it was the order of the presentation for us that worked the best. So we built this whole recruiting booklet, right? And to this day, like we're phasing it out, but we still have it. It's like 48 pages long, right? And it takes them through every single thing that they get here. That's a tool, technology, support function, training, like all the different things, so they can find what's most important to them, right?
So you feature dumping.
So we're transitioning this to our new website that's going to be coming out. Yeah,
so Sean, you're feature dumping.
In a way. But so what we're doing on the new website is we're letting them choose where they go and they say, hey, support is really important to me. And then it takes them to the support page and it shows all the ways that they're going to get support. And then on the bottom, here's additional features. If you want to learn more, click here, but we'd recommend you join on X plan. But what we did was we go and we show them all the things that they get. And then we turn the page to the plans and they see this flat fee and they're like, wait, I get all that for that? And I'm like, yeah, it's all included. And they're like, yeah, sign me up. And so it was just a matter of building the value and then demonstrating the price at that point at the end. And so now though we're getting really targeted. Support's your thing, training's your thing, time is your thing, tech is your thing. We're going to have a page specific to the thing so they can say, yeah, tech is important to me. This is all the ways that we provide tech, artificial intelligence, et cetera. And they go, yeah, that checks the box for me. Sign me up. And we rock and roll from there.
Got it. So 2020, that's when you started like growing and scaling, right? So how many agents did you guys bring in 2020?
So 2020, we grew from 17 to 160.
How are you able to handle so much volume? I mean, I'm just thinking the onboarding, training, offboarding. I mean, there's just so many steps involved in like growing so quickly, so fast in such a short period of time.
Yeah, so we're really good with automation. So when it comes to like onboarding and things of that nature, the onboarding, like we have our onboarding now down to 1 business hour. So when somebody onboards with us, literally in 1 hour, they're in all of our tools, all of our technology, going through the onboarding process, getting guided through on videos and steps of how to access everything. And if they need help, they click the big red I need help button. It triggers to our onboarding team who immediately calls them and says, hey, I saw you need some help on X step. Let me help you. And so that's been imperative for us to make sure that from a process perspective, we've got that super dialed in. from an offboarding perspective, we never really needed to dial it in because we had almost nobody leave until we hit a certain scale point. And then we started to realize, yeah, we were missing it on training and stuff like that. So like new agents would come on and hop off. And we're like, all right, cool. We got to fix training. But yeah, it's just all back end processes. And I'm grateful that I don't know if you know Brett Rakowski, but Brett is my COO. I met him through Josh's group, actually. And he had a marketing company called Optimize Real Estate. And so Brett and I connected 6 or so years ago, and he moved to Nashville. And when he did, he called me up and was like, "Hey man, like I've got Optimized. I'm looking for a place that I can run it." And I was like, "Hey, I got some empty spots in my office if you want to come work here." And then long story short, and the funniest part is I needed a CMO at the time. And so I was like, "Bro, I need your help. But if you want the job, I need you to fire this person from marketing because I'm terrible at firing people." And he was like, "I got you." So he went and fired her, and then he started the next Monday.
Oh, so he just replaced her with himself.
Yeah, basically.
Got you.